Please help me welcome Miss Domonique Williams.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to first say that's a tough act to follow. All right, but I do appreciate you talking about the hiring process, because that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about. I have been in the HR industry for about 6 years, and my favorite part is the talent acquisition side. So many people forget that your employees are your greatest investment. So according to a study by SHRM, which is the Society of Human Resource Management, it could cost you 5 times the bad hire salary to get rid of them. So, if you're only paying minimum wage, that may not seem a lot to you, but once your business is expanding and you're doing great and you're hiring more at those $100,000 salaries, 5 times that can be a lot. A lot of people don't realize that, having a bad hire is not only detrimental to your employee morale, customer satisfaction, but it also has major monetary costs as well. So a Harvard Business Review does point out that 80% of turnover is due to bad hiring decisions. So a lot of, turnover is inevitable, right? You're always going to have that attrition, but 80% of that right now is due to a bad hire. So what I want to do is kind of help you guys understand the best way to hire the best people. So what you want to do first off is sit down and really think about the job description. So you want to make sure that whoever is applying for this position, whoever you're looking to hire, you and that person understand what the job description is. And you can make them pretty general, but you want to make them you want to sit down and think about what are the specific skills that this individual needs to be successful, and you want to put it out there so that they know as well. A lot of mistakes that I see with small businesses, they have one person doing all the hiring. That can be pretty harmful, because for one person can't always get everything out of that individual. And then I also see where they'll have one person meet with several different people on the same day, which to me, that I would suggest someone not doing that as well. What you want to do is you want to have someone who's doing the recruiting, and then you want to have what's also called a hiring manager. So the recruiter and the hiring manager has the same goal, right? The goal is to hire a great person. But what you want with the recruiter, you want to make sure that they have the minimum, that whoever is being presented to the hiring manager has at least the minimum qualifications. Of course, make sure that they have the experience, make sure that they can speak well, all that type of stuff. And then the hiring manager wants to make sure that this person is a cultural fit. So whoever you choose to be your hiring manager realistically should be maybe the manager of that particular department, somebody who's in the grunt work. It shouldn't be someone who's just sitting around hiring. And then what a lot of mistakes people make as well is they don't think about some of the implications during the interview process that could be very costly for you. Has anyone heard of the EEOC before? Okay, they will get you during the interview process if someone feels like they have been discriminated against, or you have administered some sort of testing of some sort that essentially causes disparate treatment or disparate impact on your candidate itself. So what you want to do is you want to familiarize yourself with some of the things that you can and cannot say during the interview. If you do administer any testing, you want to make sure you get it validated first, okay? And there are businesses that you can go to. For example, Discover uses People Answers to do all their assessments. All those assessments are validated so that you aren't you're not causing any disparate treatment. And disparate treatment means you discriminated against that person, but you didn't do it intentionally. But something that you gave caused a certain group under Title VII to be impacted. And Title VII just are certain individuals who are protected. So whether that be race, religion, all that type of stuff. So familiarize yourself with Title VII as well. And then you want to think, I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that you probably shouldn't say during an interview, because a lot of people make these mistakes. So a lot of people will ask, and it's very innocent, they'll ask, where are you from? Don't do that. Because if they are an immigrant, they can come back and say, well, you didn't hire me because I'm from Iraq, or you didn't hire me because I live on the south side of Phoenix, something like that. So you don't want to ever ask where someone is from. But what you can ask instead is you can just say, are you authorized to work in the United States? But stay outside of asking things like that. You also don't want to ask, what's your religious practice? So a lot of times, you're speaking to someone in an interview and you get really comfortable, that person gets really comfortable, you start talking about church and all that type of stuff. Try to stay away from that. What you can ask, if you're trying to nail down if they're able to work on Sundays or if there's some sort of religious belief that you think they may have, what you can ask them is, what are some days that you're available to work, or what days are you unavailable to work? And then if they give you that information, that's fine. But don't dig more into it. So if they start talking about their religion, just try to stay away from it. Because the EEOC, really, they can fine you up to thousands of dollars if you violate any laws and things like that. What I would also suggest, you cannot discriminate against women who are pregnant. So I know a lot of people don't want to hire women who are pregnant. So please don't ever ask, are you pregnant, during an interview? And then what you can ask is you want to try to avoid even talking about pregnancy in an interview. However, if they come to you and they say, am I going to be covered for insurance and all that type of stuff, what you want to do is kind of dodge the question and just let them know that, upon hiring, someone will contact them and give them all that information. But during the interview, you want to go ahead and not talk about that, because they are protected under the ADA, which is the American Disabilities Act, which says that you cannot discriminate against people who have disabilities. All right, and also what you want to think about when if you do any type of questions around criminal convictions and things like that, please do not ask about their arrest record. You can't ask, have you ever been convicted of a felony, misdemeanor, or crime of any kind? That way you cover all your bases there, but do not ask about arrest records. So don't ask, have you ever been arrested? Have you ever been fingerprinted or anything like that? Because that can essentially cause you some harm as well, because if they aren't convicted of the crime and you do not hire them because of an arrest record, you potentially are putting yourself at risk there as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop there.
She's scared. Yeah. She's scared. Big round. Oh, we can get a more round of applause.